One moment. One moment. One moment. Where is the music tab? One moment. Give me a moment. This is all cosmically meant to be as such. Okay, so I have finally decided what to do with the extra money that I will be getting starting October. Because currently, one moment. There we go. Okay. I may end up doing this many times over the course of the several few days. So, here's the thing. At September and before that, I had to pay $344 to my rent a month. The income coming in isn't predicted to change at any point in the future because I'm on retiree's pension. Now, being a retiree instead of a Social Security means that I can save, I can own property. On Social Security, you cannot own property. And as you know, we are not entirely employable. So I now have the option of owning property. This has been an astonishing discovery for me. Now that that is true, and the rent on October is going to go to $144 a month instead of $350 a month, I will be getting a $200 extra. Now, currently, I have been pondering spending $200 a month to around $350 a month on the reduction of the debts, and that hasn't changed. I, however, will be waiting for the rent on October to drop to a lower level before I do that. I have paid back $125 over the course of the last 3 months. So, once the rent drops to $144 from $345, I will have $200 extra to spare, and currently I have $200 extra to spare. This will leave me with $251 a month after I have paid the internet bill, which is the only solid expense because water and electricity and such are from the apartment basic rent. So I will be spending $200 to reduce the pikavippi. What is pikavippi in English? Quick loans. Yeah, quick loans. Which I have 6,500. So this will take about 3 years, as will normal addict recovery payments be, roughly, from what I understand. And yours may vary. And I have, I'm going to pay $200 into either a deposit account, in which it's not on the primary account and I have to go through extra effort to get it, such as putting it in a bank and telling them something along the lines of, don't give me until there's 1,000 in there, can you make that contract? If never comes to 1,000, never give to me, don't give back to me until there is 1,000 in there. And I am allowed to deposit money into it at any time. Or I could put it in an envelope and give to one of these Social Security workers that are nearby. Either way, I will put $200 and put it in some kind of safe place. And then I will have $251 for living expenses. That will be the budget, so I know what I can actually budget into different things. This means in 5 months, I will have 1,000. The cost of a single international patent that is valid in all countries in Finland, when you go to the patent office, the payment you have to make is about 8,000. I don't know the exacts because my patent may be different classifications and I'm not a professional, but the numbers hover around 1,000. That means if I do this in 5 months, my debt will be 5,800, which isn't much to celebrate. A debt of 7,000 going down by 1,000 isn't worthy of a party. However, getting my first patent, were internationally recognized as something being of my invention, and that will be the Stirling Wolfram generator. You take a nuclear pebble, where described in Wikipedia, nuclear pebble reactor. You take one of those pebbles, you drill a hole into the side, and you take a Stirling engine, and you take the part that has to be heated, and you shove it in the hole. That's my invention. That's all. And this should be about 1,000. Then I will debate what to do next. I'm unsure, but I will debate. If this debate comes out to me actually seeking to publish it, send it to a scientific journal for review, I might do so. I might also conclude that it is, in and of itself, too high a target for Earth. I will be possibly deciding in favor of it being too large a target for me to want to publish it myself. So I will hold it. And once the patent expires, somebody else will build it. But for me, it might be too big to do. But if I send it to scientific review and they publish it in my name, then the patent will be essentially worthless, or verifiably worthless, because I am the first that was publicly talked about, which is superior to a patent, while patent is still pretty powerful. Now, if I send it straight up to a scientific journal for review, one of the researchers will say no, file a patent application, and cheat you. But if you make the patent first and then send it for scientific review, they cannot cheat you. Therefore, if I want it published at all, a patent is the first step. And this will be a curiosity note, in that it will be nice. It will be the physical manifestation of my higher learning taking form. But it will be of in no way a means to an end. It is not something I expect to do something. I expect it to just be. Even if the scientific magazine publishes it, I do not expect somebody to send me a pile of money and tell me to build one of these things. I do not expect it to go anywhere. I just want it to be published in my name, as a final thesis, if you will. I don't expect it to suddenly manifest something. It's just me doing a thesis. Now, the thing about this 251 plan that is worth actually talking about, and is the main point of this, while the Stirling generator is interesting, is that I have studied this thing called Fiverr online. Now, when I was doing my computers final in Helsinki Business College, a pretty good school, pretty good. Now, as schools go, I would say, if you have any kind of dread of higher education but want to do an advanced lower education, as in they say vocational education, go to a vocational school that doubles as college points but is not a college unto itself, and do all the points that are required for your college, which are too difficult in college. Some of these are things that actually happen, as in too difficult college schools, where you do fine in everything else except a single topic. There goes in Swedish exams in Finnish education centers in the Swedish-speaking community. Holy shit! But in vocational school, you can just go to the Finnish-speaking side of the educational spectrum, graduate in very high good scores in Swedish, and use those points to balance out the fact that your Swedish over here would be worth an E, perhaps. you will randomly get a B in Swedish and possibly in math and possibly in arts and craft if you go to a vocational school. Then you just do the ethereal topics at a good college of your choice and you will graduate. That being said, that is no way central to this, but that being said, I will note that when I graduated, this was not something that was possible, as I'm saying. This Fiverr service, you could not hire an Indian coder for $5 to make a complete game that is actually very good. Like, very A plus level. This was not possible when I was graduating, and that was like 3 years ago. Perhaps a little over 3 years. It was before my homelessness. And that's about 10 years, sorry. Actually, it's less than 10 years. I ought to chart this when I actually went homeless. Can't even recall the exact specific date. Weird. So anyway, I will be using this Fiverr service to hire a coder to do two things. To make the kind of mod that I would want in a game that is far too difficult for me to mod, but make it into that game, but where the modding tools are available, but I just can't make any kind of sense of them. And at the same time, make a very primitive version of the game with just enough to show how it would work, but make it with my user interface and my like graphic style and information style and everything relating to like how I would have laid it out if I were doing the same content. And those two things at the same time. Then I will publish it in my name and go like Coding Finals version 1 game. And that is all. At the same time, I will do the patent application. And I will do the patent application for the Sterling Wolfram. Once I have those two properties in kind of my name, the gaming company can say that this is not fair use, like literally. And I will go, damn it, you're right, and end it at that because I know it's not fair use. But if you'll allow me, then I will have two properties. The patent I will have anyway. And at that point, I need a holding corporation. Now, if I have a holding corporation while I'm in debt collection mode, it's possible that it will be taken away. So therefore, I must at that point also pay back my debts at a significant rate, but not completely. And to prove that I am indeed paying back my debts. And therefore, at the same time, I'm saving. I'm now in construction mode and hope that they don't summarily take that patent away from me, which in my case, in my opinion, would be very cool. But we will see. Now, once I start the corporation, I will have a holding company of those two things. And at that point, I will either do something kind of serious, like send it for scientific review. Failing that, I will make more of those little simulators, and then I will put them all on Kickstart or other crowdfunding applications as well. And I will have, which kind of game do you want me to pay these guys as a team to design? Not some like ethereal, I will start a company and design this. I will literally point this guy, his product, what we're going to ask, what we're going to pay for and design with him if this contract wins, and next guy, and as a list, and they're all the same worth. And then there will be tiers for, we will say thank you, we will add you in the credits, we will give you one stock in our stock company, and so on and so forth. And we hope that if we make even 10,000 with that, we will be very able to design a computer game with the prices of Fiverr. It will be very, very, very easy. There will be literally nothing that will be easier than that particular thing. So that is what we will do. If this works, I will, in September, next month, September, I will be paying 200 to Helsinki City in rent payments, 144 in rent payments to this house, and I will have the rest to myself, of which I will pay nothing to the outstanding debts to the creditors. Next month after that, it will be only 144 and only to this house, not to Helsinki. And at that point, I will have 200 extra, which I will immediately put into the debt reduction. And I will take 200 and put it in an envelope and then give it to somebody. I may do the company thing in September early. It is completely feasible. I will be pondering whether to do it in September, as I have 200 to put into the savings. I do not have 200 to put into debt reduction because I am paying 200 to debt reduction to Helsinki. That would be 400 to debt reduction. So if this makes sense, starting September, as far as I can sense the right answer here, starting September, I will be putting 200 in either a secondary savings account or giving to one of these social workers. Either. I very much trust one social worker here. They are extremely nice. And there is one that I would trust to do this, but they are a staffer, not a social worker. They do not work like this, typing. They work like this, opening doors. They are a staffer, not a social worker. So, with all this ethereal junk about the company and its structure, this will be the outline. I will consider doing the first Fiverr game at December, perhaps. So if you are watching this to the end, good luck. And I will be asking you to look forward to December, because by that point I will most likely have put out first company offers on a simulator, a mod, at the same time from Fiverr. Here is whole outline for next 3 years.